All right. Ethan Klein detached from reality. I don't know,
What is
bro.
up, Drum Alert Nation? I'm your host, Keemstar. Recently, I have been under attack by a very, very angry man known as Ethan Klein. He uploaded a video called The Content Nuke, where he said a lot of bullshit about me. In fact, he accused me of rewriting history, when really, this man rewrote some history. A lot.
Honestly, I mean, just off the bat, just saying, I've always had this feeling about Keemstar where I'm like, okay, Keem, that's enough. Okay, you know, like that's as far as it goes. Like, okay, Keem, that's enough. You know, he's got a huge opinion, so whatever.
A lot of stuff taken out of context, a lot of the story just completely not there, the narrative completely changed. In fact, we're going to talk about everything in that video in this part 2 of responding to this angry guy. But of course, if you see part 1 of me responding to Ethan Klein, one of the most disgusting things this guy did is literally accuse me of another person's suicide. And I'm sorry, H3H3, you, your fans, the hate mob that you have created with all this false bullshit. They can sit there and blame me for that over and over and over again, but I'm gonna take the word of the people that actually knew Etika in real life.
Listen, that is true, but I get it. You're not causing somebody's suicide. That's stupid and a little bit low to say, but you know, if your mental health isn't fully okay and somebody attacks you, like, you can't pull yourself out of these states. You know what I mean? Like, when you're really upset, I don't know. I don't experience it, but I have sympathy for it. I don't know what it's like, so I can't really speak on it, but it's people can't pull themselves out of being so upset. So, I mean, and if facts aren't straight, okay, let's watch.
His mother, his girlfriend, and his close friends that were highly offended that you would just dig up the grave of this man and use him as a pawn to attack me. In this video that Ethan Klein uploaded, the very first story he touches on is something that happened 5 years ago, when Drum Alert got a story wrong, accusing an innocent man of being a pedophile.
Do you guys do you remember any of this RuneScape Glory and Gold? Tony? That was fucked. Especially because I watched him at this point in time. Like, when this all went down.
He went through that story real fast and left out a ton of details. And I'm going to provide you full context of this story. But before I do that, first, let's talk about Ethan Klein himself and his own false pedophile allegations. Like, I don't know, remember the time when he accused 1.2 billion people of being pedophiles? Roll it.
What exactly does the Catholic Church do except rape kids?
Yikes! Did he really?
You don't have the whole context. Okay, I'm not on anyone's side, but you don't have the whole context of that clip. Oh my god.
Really say that? I gotta hear that one more time. Did he say that? Roll it.
What exactly does the Catholic Church do except rape kids? I mean, what exactly would you say you do, Catholic Church?
Wow. Well, Ethan Klein, let me just tell you first,
Wow,
man.
dude.
All right, the Catholic Church has done a lot of good. In fact, if it wasn't for the Catholic Church, I wouldn't be alive today. I was actually born in a place called Father Baker's Children's Home. It is something that the Catholic Church and Father Baker himself set up.
Cut the music, Keem. Take the music out of here right now, dude. Take the music out of this part, dude. What are you doing?
To help out orphans. My biological parents were too young to have me, and so instead of me being aborted, because they were Catholic, they had me. I was born in this children's home, and it saved my life. It is highly offensive to myself and 1.2 billion Catholics around the world. But that is not the only false pedo allegations that Ethan Klein has put forth. In fact, he's made multiple videos on a man by the name of Patrice Wilson. And in these multiple videos that Ethan made, he insinuated and straight up accused him of being a pedophile. Roll it.
Looking like the nice neighborhood pedophile there, Mr. Wilson, with the lip gloss. This image is pretty twisted up in itself. She's holding what looks like a phallic object, a little 8-year-old girl, and a big, giant black man looking in on her, man. It's like Blackzilla. This guy's got a weird fantasy, dude.
Man, the shit these guys are digging up about each other is ridiculous, man. What?
Blackzilla rapes the little 8-year-old white girl with blonde hair. He likes it. He likes him white and blonde.
This is ridiculous, dude.
Watch his face light up, dude. Because he knows he's about to have a good fat. Some fucking weird, obviously pedophile guy is just like, get into my van. You know, your little daughter. That's what he sees. He's salivating. He wants to eat your children.
Wow. Now these constant
That's too far.
attacks from Ethan Klein and his fan base, constantly calling Patrice Wilson a pedophile, had a huge mental toll on him, to the point that it pushed him to suicide. He wanted to upload a live stream so he could express himself and express his mindset and explain what this bullying and harassment has done to him. And when Ethan Klein saw this live stream, instead of thinking about the safety and well-being of Patrice Wilson after accusing him of being a pedophile, he went and tattled on him.
Patrice Wilson, who's someone we had made videos before in the past, he's a little creepy guy, and they all have a bit of a pedo vibe. And so this was years ago. I don't know if the guy's actually diddling kids. I mean, how could I know that? But it's the insinuation. Started a live stream with our channel name in the title, H3H3. He changed the countdown to 2 hours, and he uploaded this video, and it scared the living Christ out of me. Peeking in the window of a 12-year-old girl, pretending to be Mr. Rogers. Okay? This is who's after me, writing Ethan in the description, dudes.
I don't know what that's about, but
Okay? And I wrote an email to my contacts at Google and YouTube, and I'm so embarrassed by that email, because I was genuinely like, this shit is getting too weird for me to handle. And I think I titled it something like urgent, a threat against my life.
Damn, unbelievable, you goddamn tattletale. I'm pretty sure that wasn't the first time that you tattled to YouTube about someone else's video. But obviously, like I said, this had a huge mental toll on Patrice Wilson, to the point where he came out later in a video explaining that the harassment that Ethan Klein put on him did this. Roll it.
H3H3, that name was in there because those were the videos that blatantly accused me of being things like a rapist, pedophile, I eat children. When you say certain things, it can ruin everything they do.
yeah, but so this is the problem, is Keemstar's putting this in his video to attack Ethan Klein, but Keemstar does the same thing. So like, I feel like, okay, if I kill somebody and then Sir Psycho kills somebody, I can't say, well, he killed somebody, so he's a bad person, because then that makes me a bad person because I also killed somebody. Yeah, the old pot calling the kettle black. It's unfortunate, man. Because Keemstar's doing the same stuff.
Every single time, people like, you know, we want you dead. You bloody child molester. You pedophile.
And that's what it does, man, is people, like, let's just say this fine young gentleman doesn't do that to children, which is probably true. I don't know him. But if you, and if you have, like, some sort of, like, platform like H3H3 or Drama Alert, and you say something like that, like, people just don't, like, this is the problem, is me right now, I don't know this guy, but I could now form an opinion that I think that he's a pedophile. Like, I could form that opinion without having any information. Not that I would, but some people do. Anyways.
After a while, it's taken into my head, and the whole suicidal thoughts there, like, kind of coming in my head. Maybe it would be better off if I wasn't here.
If you want to consult a doctor for any reason,
I don't want to consult a doctor, okay?
Health visit at virtualclinics.ca.
Excuse me.
Unbelievable. I think you should reach out and apologize to him. And speaking about reaching out and apologizing, let's talk about this individual, Glory and Gold. Yes, we got a story wrong 5 years ago. But as soon as I found out that story was wrong, about 2 hours after it was uploaded, I completely took full responsibility.
Yeah, but there's people out there that didn't see you take full responsibility and now still have the opinion that this motherfucker is raping kids. That's the problem. Is people see your initial story and then don't care to follow up because they don't even like your content.
I exposed myself for getting the story wrong, uploading a video to Twitter explaining that we got this story wrong. I deleted the original video and I uploaded a completely new video that's still here right now on Drumler explaining what happened and explaining that this individual was completely innocent due to our fault. I personally reached out to Glory and Gold to make amends, to make peace, to do whatever he wanted me to do because I felt so horrible about what this show has done to him.
Can't you sue him? Have fun, Psycho. Can't you sue him?
And he wouldn't accept my money. He wouldn't accept a trip to RuneFest. I was trying to do whatever I could to pay for what I did wrong to him. But Glory and Gold said to me all he wanted to do was be my friend. So that's what I tried to do. I shouted out his stream. I played RuneScape with him. I got on phone calls with him. You know, I was just struggling to do whatever I could to make amends for what took place. And Tony himself came out and said that he forgave me. Roll it.
But I want to tell my stream I'm talking to Keemstar. Every time I've ever talked to him, he's been a perfect gentleman, been really, really accommodating to me, been really, really nice to me. So seriously, since we talked the very first day, I mean, since some bullshit happened, when me and you talked the very first day, you were really nice to me. And like I said, I've always gotten the impression you're a nice guy. And I know that if you don't want to be nice, you can be not nice, okay? But you've been nice to me, you know what I mean? And so why do I give a shit about anything else?
Because he...
You know, in life, you got to worry about how people treat you, not what everybody else's problems are, you know what I mean? Honestly and truly, I had some pretty big YouTubers want me to talk and want me to say this shit and that shit. And I told them, I'm not going to do that because you're asking me to lie, okay? You've been nothing but nice to me. You know, what happened over a year ago, who gives a shit? I mean, that's really the truth. And nobody should be mad
I
at
give
you
a shit.
because I'm not mad at you. Does that make sense? I have no problem telling the world that. If I made a bad mistake and it messed with you, I'd want you to get past it and I'd want you to forgive me.
But not only did Tony just forgive me for what took place, he was grateful that it happened because it resulted in him getting thousands and thousands and thousands of fans because of this happening.
But the truth is, though, in Keemstar's the best thing that's happened to our show.
I watch this guy every day, Will the Thrill. He's a RuneScape streamer as well. But the best thing that ever happened to me.
Truth. Okay?
Yep, that's pretty much the truth. But if we could look at that again,
Any press is bad press.
Do you see that guy? That's Tony's old manager. And that is the guy who I communicated with throughout this whole process, throughout these 5 years, to directly speak to Tony because it was his manager. And when his manager seen how Ethan Klein covered this story, well, he had this to say. Roll it.
No, Ethan, before you make a video about situations like this, please find out the backstory. He was very open, trying to talk to us and talking to Tony, and he was made a video 30 minutes late that he was going to make a video to promote the stream, all kinds of good stuff like that. I mean, he was really trying to make amends for what he did. The other thing is, we actually had a RuneScape account that was already set up for him to play, and we had a night where we had him actually play RuneScape. I mean, Keemstar playing RuneScape.
Wow, that is Tony's manager. That is Tony's manager.
This video is
saying
like
that Ethan Klein got the story wrong. Wow. Now I'm sure you've seen
this video is not very good,
clips
Keem.
of me years later tweeting some nasty stuff at Tony, telling him that like I was done with him and telling him to just fuck off. There's a reason for that because Tony, after
he's so
the
fed
wave,
up.
done with him and telling him to just fuck off. There's
He's
a reason
done.
for that because Tony, after the wave went down of support, when his viewers got low, he started making accusations against me that I was sending hate to him.
There was times whenever, in September that you rated him, and Tony said that you didn't rate him, and that's whenever communication really broke down. Yeah.
Which just simply wasn't true. In fact, Tony reached out to Scarce and tried to get Scarce to run a whole story on me that I was sending hate at him multiple years later, where Scarce just refused to run the story. Scarce got in contact with me and thought that Tony might be losing his mind. But years later, why were people suddenly starting to troll Tony or Glory and Gold? Well, because every streamer has trolls. But actually, there's something else that Tony doesn't want you to know about. He was involved in his own scandal. Listen to Tony's manager. Roll it.
Now, I will say there was other events that happened in many of these years that were other situations that Tony has been involved in, like catfishing issues.
Really?
And other accusations against Tony that were, again, other fuel to the fire for people to attack Tony. And that's where, I mean, there's if you're going to cover one thing that's that was an attack on Tony, you might as well cover everything else that was an attack on Tony. You're reporting one thing and not everything else.
Yikes! Now listen, I'm not going to tell anybody the catfish story. Tony, that is for you to tell. You got to tell people why individuals years later after this incident would be in your chat calling you the P word, all right?
Wow.
You got to explain that story. You got to tell that story. I'm not going to tell anyone. I wronged you in the past. The least I could do is give you a pass and not explain that catfish story. But what I do need you to do is be honest.
I don't know. I feel like he wants to, but he can't right now. You know what I mean? He wants to say it, but he can't.
On why people are trolling you and saying these things about you years later that has nothing to do with the video that I took down after 2 hours of being up and completely apologizing, completely taking responsibility 5 years ago. And Tony, quite frankly, I hope I have your attention right now because I need to talk to you directly. This is important. Recently, you've been saying, oh, I love the H3H3 fans and I love Ethan Klein.
I thought RS Glory and Gold was done streaming.
And Ethan is pretending to be your friend. He had this to say. Roll it.
He's threatening me. All of my friends can't wait to just dogpile on you.
Yeah, well, I've got friends too, Keemstar.
Listen, Tony.
Hi, Aphrodite. How are you?
Glory and Gold, listen to me. Ethan Klein is not your friend. He is simply using you as a pawn to attack me. And how do I know this? Because years ago, Ethan Klein made a video against Leafy is Here, talking about how Leafy was bullying an autistic man by the name of Tommy NC 2010. Ethan sent all this love to Tommy NC. He was acting like he was there and he was Tommy NC's friend. But let me just tell you, years after this took place, Ethan Klein has completely ignored this man. Look at all these tweets of Tommy NC, the autistic boy, trying to get Ethan's attention. Ignored and ignored and ignored for 5 years, making videos pleading to get Ethan's attention. He's tweeting at him over and over. Ethan, I thought you cared about this autistic man. Why aren't you picking up the phone? In fact, just the other day, Tommy NC had this to say.
Maybe he didn't see it.
Ethan, it's me, Tommy NC 2010. You defended me back in
Listen. Wait.
2016. Then you made a promise to me you would come on my show. And basically what happened was you snubbed me. What happened? Why'd you snub me, man? Did you just forget about me? I've DM'd you a bunch of times. So what happened?
Yikes! Do you see what I'm saying, Glory and Gold? You're just...
I don't know. Did Keem just use, like, are they like, did Keem just use him like Ethan is using Tony? Do you know what I mean? Like, these guys are at each other's throats for doing the exact same shit that each other is doing. Over and over and over again.
You're just being used as a pawn. And I know you're happy right now that you have all these views. Good on you. But Ethan Klein is not your friend. He's just using you like he used Attica's death. Ethan Klein, the video you uploaded on me was so ridiculous, filled with so many lies. It got so pathetic that you even tried to accuse me of being an investor in a CSGO gambling site. I've never been an investor in a CSGO gambling site. I've never been an owner in a CSGO gambling site. Back in whenever the hell these DMs are from, we were joking. We were friendly at the time. If Ethan Klein really thought I was being serious and I actually invested in a CSGO gambling site, why did he ask me what's the website? Because he knew I was joking. Why is this presented in 2020 as a real fact? Because Ethan's dishonest. Okay, now let's talking about this doxing. In H3H3's video, he had a big section about the doxing. The first person he accused me of doxing was Smile for YouTube, a serial stalker, a guy who would harass multiple YouTubers, who swatted me, swatted my family, swatted my moderators on stream. There is so much evidence of the wrongdoing that this individual did. I mean, just here's some clips from some other YouTubers. Kava?
But again, Ethan leaves out some incredibly important information just to make Keem seem like he was attacking this poor, innocent father who had kids in his house.
This is a man that's willing to endanger children over a petty internet beef.
And in reality, Smile for YouTube, the man Keem did dox, was the biggest scumbag in the community.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Who harassed, doxed, swatted other YouTubers.
Doesn't matter. Why are you mad at... Listen. Do you understand? You're mad at a guy for doing the same thing that Keem did to him and think it's okay. Okay.
Constantly, including Keem. And I know Ethan fans are gonna say, yeah, he mentioned it. He said that little comment.
If a guy cuts off my finger... Listen, these metaphors are out of hand. But if a guy comes and cuts off my finger, okay, and he goes to jail for it, is it okay for me to just cut off his finger? No, I'll get punished too, bro.
Keemstar claims that Smile for YouTube swatted him first. And even if that's true, does
he cut off my finger first? Okay, so I cut off his finger.
it really justify leaking his wife's phone number?
You mean this tiny throwaway comment that no one picked up on or no one even cared about? That does not excuse Ethan leaving out all this information at all. In DMs to Basher, you can see him and Keem talking about Smile for YouTube. Basher says, "Good interview. Smile has been doxing us, swatting my mother multiple times, trying to trick us into large sums of money so he can charge back and screw us, and so much more for months and months." On top of that, in a live stream from 2016, Keemstar explains everything to do with Smile for YouTube and everything he's been going through.
Swatting video has proof of your doxing. Of course we tried to fucking dox Smile for YouTube. Smile for YouTube was harassing me on a daily basis. Who remembers Smile for YouTube spamming the chat with my personal information? Those that remember this and witnessed it, type a 1 in the chat. Who remembers Smile for YouTube sending me 40 fucking donations a day here on Stream Me over and over again just to charge them back? Type a 0 in the chat. Who remembers Smile for YouTube DDoSing my stream over and over again for months on end? Type a D in the chat. Members during this whole time period, which was roughly about 4 or 5 months ago, all right, I mean, it lasted for a whole year, being swatted over and over again on my stream. Although actually I can't even say that, because nobody on my stream would even know that I was swatted, because when I do get swatted, I get up, I leave, I answer the door, talk to the cop, and I don't want to give anyone the satisfaction of being swatted. So no one in the stream could possibly even know this.
That is from 2016, and it completely adds up. Here are some of Smile for YouTube's old tweets. Hashtag offline again, Keem. Someone is getting a new door in the AM. There are many more screenshots of Smile for YouTube's old tweets out there and leaked. But yes, let's make Keem out to be the criminal, the one who didn't actually even swat.
And now one of YouTube's historians, Gamer from Mars. Roll it.
He had turned on both Basher and Keem shortly after the now infamous interview. He began swatting Keem and his mods frequently, although he later tried to claim that Keem was in fact the one swatting him. As for Basher, Smile was reportedly trying to extort him out of $10,000, and if he didn't pay up, Smile threatened to murder him by sending a SWAT team to his house. Later he found Basher's mother's address and sent a SWAT team to her house on 4 occasions.
So why exactly was there a clip of me on stream sitting here trying to find this information? to report the criminal to the police, which we did. Me and my moderators were being harassed by this individual for months. I mean, this.
I was gonna say you should report him to the police, which he did, which is good. But that's what I mean, that makes sense. Don't do the same shit back to the other person.
This guy put my family in danger. And part of the attempt to harass me even more is, I don't know if he swatted himself or, I mean, this guy was in feuds with all these people on the internet. Somebody swatted him and he filmed it and blamed it on me. Next up, Just Destiny. Just Destiny was a YouTuber with over 1 million subscribers. And well, he got
Here's
very,
an ad,
very
boys.
angry because a
Here's an
15-year-old
ad.
If you want to consult a doctor for any reason, including COVID-19 questions, book a telehealth visit at virtualclinics.ca.
Okay, I will.
boy
Thank
over
you.
in the UK uploaded a video calling him a nunce. Now, I don't know if everyone here understands, but from the UK point of view, like calling someone a nunce is a pretty common insult. But anyhow, Just Destiny got so angry that he wanted to talk to the kid's parent. So the first thing he did is file a false copyright strike on the kid. But he didn't just do that to take the video down. He had an alternative motive. He doxed the kid by filing that false copyright strike because the kid, in order to counter, had to give Just Destiny his real name and his email. And once Just Destiny got his name and email, he tried to go after his parents and tried to find his parents. But even worse, he sent a cease and desist letter to the 15-year-old, a legal threatening letter signed Just Destiny.
Okay, like you're going way too far, Keem. Like, why don't you just listen? I think, I mean, I'm probably not one to talk, but I think he's going. Do you know when a liar, or not a liar, but like somebody who needs to prove themselves, says something and explains themselves in way too much detail, and that's how you know? Like I say, like Brittany says to me, "Where were you last night?" And I was out hammered, and I told her I wasn't. Not that that would ever happen. But I say, "Oh yeah, I was out with Dave. Oh, and Mike was there. Oh, Mike had a fucking, he fell and hurt his ankle and stuff like that." Like, but if you're not lying, you say this didn't happen and here's why. Just simply, you know what I mean? I think he's just going way too far into depth.
And when I interviewed Just Destiny on Drumler, he took no responsibility. He just played the victim, and the harassment was not going to stop. So me and some YouTubers got
That's a
together
great profile
and
picture too.
searched to
I love
find
it.
out who this mystery Just Destiny guy was, and we found him. That's right. We found his Google Plus account that Just Destiny himself publicly put his own picture and his own name on. Again, this is something that Just Destiny put on the internet himself. Now, if you watch the H3H3 video, you would kind of get the idea, because H3H3 says I posted it, that I posted this Google Plus account to the world, to the internet. Guess what? I posted it nowhere. And to this day, if you search for Just Destiny's real name, you can't find it. It doesn't come up in a Google search because the only person I gave that Google Plus account was to the 15-year-old kid he was harassing. And once he had that Google Plus account, the harassment stopped and Just Destiny uploaded a full apology to the kid and, well, played the victim and said I doxed him.
Oh, so you saved his life. You saved it. You saved the day, Keemstar.
Interview with the swatter. Now, I cannot believe that H3H3 would even criticize me for this. We interviewed a guy who swatted a random house. A person died. In that interview, we got the swatter to admit that he did the crime. And the Drama Alert news team worked with authorities, got the guy arrested, and he had to plead guilty, or he took a plea deal because he couldn't say he was innocent because he admitted right here on Drama Alert that he did the crime. Absolutely unbelievable that you would use that clip. Listen, Ethan. All right, this is getting out of control. You went after my sponsors, and now they're gone. And now, like, something like...
Yeah, look, no G Fuel, dude. It's gone, bro.
6 sponsors of yours left you, but now on like 4chan, they're going after everybody's sponsors. Look, me and you are rich. We'll be fine. This is going to hurt the small YouTuber that
Wow, dude.
depends on these sponsors. You gotta end it. And that's why YouTube reached out to me, asking me to put an end to this, and why they reached out to you, asking you. For me, this is it. All right, I'm not gonna keep this going on forever and ever and ever. I gotta get back to work. I gotta make videos for my fans. And by the way, to my fans, I see you. I see you in the likes, even though we're being spammed with dislikes. I see you on Twitter. Thank you so much for reaching out and defending me. And also, Angry Ethan, if you're still feeling mad and you're still feeling sad, I suggest going for a walk. Have a little run. I did the other day. Roll it. Do you have any idea how fast I am? No, but guys, seriously, I figured I'd pull up the, whoa.
Holy cow, he's running quick.
Listen, everyone's been asking me if I'm okay. Trust me, I'm okay. But I was down, and when I'm down, I have to exercise. So since mental health has been kind of the theme of this, figured I'd share with you. We're down, exercise. That's what you need to do, buddy. Get some exercise. I guarantee you'll feel better. But
That's not how it... I mean, I get it. That's not true, though. Some people can't control their mental health. That's why they have mental health issues. That's why... Like, a run's not going to fix it. Sometimes they can't even get up to go for a run because they can't work up the motivation. I don't know. I think that was a little insensitive. Like, hey, and when you're feeling down, go for a run. You'll feel better. I mean, that's not true. Always.
But one last thing before I go. I did happen to take your full video, the 45 minutes, the Keemstar nuke. I put it in Sony Vegas, and I removed all the times that you lied or misled your audience. I removed every bit of it, and I rendered just the truth together that was left. And this is what was actually factual in your video. Roll it.
I very detached from reality. I very detached from reality.
That's funny. So, my thoughts on the whole video. Let's see, there's 4 seconds left. My thoughts on the whole video are...
What is it?
I think Keemstar goes a little too far with some of the shit he reports. I watch Drama Alert. I watch every episode. Okay, maybe not every episode, but I watch the ones that I'm interested in. I feel like he's definitely picking on the wrong people sometimes. He doesn't get all of his facts straight. But at the same time, he's there for entertainment. He's not a news source. He's not media. Like, he is, I get it, but he's not like a reliable news source. That's not what he's here to do. He's here to get clicks, man, and views and make money, and that's what he's here to do. Like, look, 34K, okay? We watched this as soon as it came out. Watch this. 189,000 views in a half hour, dude. That's why he does this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, they're here to get clicks and make money. Either way, I don't know. I'm not on anyone's side. I think it's stupid that they're, like, the pot calling the kettle black, like we said. They're fighting each other for no reason. I don't know what the reason is, really. But they're mad at each other for doing the same shit that the other person is doing. I don't watch H3H3 enough to form an opinion. I watch his highlights sometimes. I think he's great. I think Keemstar has an issue with too many people, and that's where I stand. Anyways, interesting. Cool.